There's sandhills here somewhere. We just gotta find them. This is our spot. We're surrounded by sand and it's kind of cool. It's crazy that just out of nowhere there's these huge sand hills. We went shopping right before this trip, and the banana hammock has never been more colorful. Got limes, avocados, tomatoes, two kinds of tomatoes, lemons. Trying to eat fresh. If you've never seen what a hookup looks like, here it is. Usually you got your regular 20 amp, that's your standard outlet at home. And then 30 amp is what I'm plugged in, and then 50 amp, that's the one for really large vehicles. They usually have 2 air conditioners and a lot more power. Let's switch it on, and we're good.
There's so much sand, and I really like it though. I hope we don't get as much sand in the RV like we did at Padre Island. It was ridiculous.
We got these discs for free. They came with the camping stay. I've never been sand sledding or whatever it's called. Come on, Jayla.
What the heck?
She made it.
I made it.
These are some big dunes. All right, I'm gonna go down. Whee! Oh my gosh. Well, that's as far as I made it.
Oh, you should.
She's going.
Archer's gonna try to sled one more time, or a few times. It's literally on the entire.
Oh. Good. We made it up here. Well, I did. Jayla's right there. It's so tiring. Oh my gosh. We're still having a debate whether this is like natural or not. Jayla says they bring the sand in. I don't think so.
After playing in the dunes, we stopped by the visitor center. One thing we learned is that these types of windmills used to pump water. We see them all the time, but we never knew what they were for. Then we walked over to another part of the park where they had a real oil rig. We got to see one up close for the first time ever. We learned that all this sand originated from the Rocky Mountains at some point. We ended up staying here for 2 nights. It was a nice pit stop on the way to Big Bend, even with all the sand in our shoes.
We've been driving through West Texas this whole time, and it's just been oil fields and desert landscape. And then just out of nowhere, mountains. I thought we were going to hills or something, but these are legit mountains.
The next day, we got up early and hiked the old CCC trail. At the top, there were great views of Fort Davis. We were feeling energetic and decided to hike a couple of miles down to the fort itself.
We're going right there. Right in the visitor center. Dang, there's so much deer poop here. Oh my gosh. So we're not lost, but we can't find the trail. Jill says we're lost. It's hard to find this Fort Davis trail, even though we can see it. We just don't know how to get to it. Okay, we found the trail. We were just here. We just thought the trail was for, or we thought the sign marker was for the other trail.
Once we got there, it was like a piece of history was frozen in time. We worked up an appetite and feasted on bread, olive oil, slices of cheese, and pepperoni. This was much better than any trail mix. After lunch, we walked through some of the original buildings and saw how officers lived back in the day. Then we saw the old hospital, which gave off a really creepy vibe.
We are back to where we started. We weren't planning on going to Fort Davis. It was an extra 4 miles hike down. Totally worth it. It made the hike a lot more fun. We saw a lot of historic things in the fort itself. Because we have this park pass, we were able to get in for free. And if you're checking out the parks across America, especially national parks or historic sites, forests, anything like that, the annual pass covers all of that. Ooh, we finally made it. Wow, what a hike. I guess it's been a while since we've hiked long distances. Luckily we had good shoes and socks too. We definitely worked up an appetite, and we have some hamburger patties defrosting. Can't wait to cook those on the grill. We're on our way to Marfa, Texas, and we're going to be staying at our first RV park. That's not a campground. We've enjoyed staying by lakes and near mountains and in very pretty places, but now it's just going to be next to a highway. The town is pretty cool from what we heard, so it'll be a nice pit stop before we get to Big Bend.
We stopped for lunch at a place called Marfa Burrito, and it was the best burrito that we've ever had. If you're ever in Marfa, go to this place and get the carne burrito. You will not regret it. And while you're at it, take a look at the wall and see if you can find our name.
Jayla just went outside to do some laundry. There's a free washer and dryer here. I thought I'd show you what the kitties are up to. She got kicked out from that spot. Dina, why did you kick her out? Lucky. Currently we're planning our trip for Big Bend, trying to have an itinerary so that we're not just wasting time over there, because we only have 3 days. Would have been nice if we had a week to explore. But I guess it's not too bad. There was a fire there in the center of the park in the Chisos Basin, so a lot of the trails are inaccessible, so we're gonna have to work around the park. She's got her laptop open. We got some books and journals from Marfa. I'm looking at the park map. Lots of research going on to make sure we hit the good spots and just have fun overall. But even if we didn't do any planning, I'm sure it'll be great. We just want to make sure we get the cool, interesting spots.